So why do we use exception handling? So what exception handling is it allows the code to function normally and then print out the product or whatever you were trying to do in circumstances that it would not be possible. So what it will do is it will allow the code to function if there's something wrong, and then it'll terminate that right after that. So the difference between assertion and then exception is assertion prints out true false statements. So if it is true, it'll print it out. If it's false, it will just terminate it. But for exception, you have the ability to write the message, allowing the user to see what has wrongly occurred in the code. And then this can also work by printing out the product, even if the code isn't correctly written. So 2 examples is throw an illegal argument exception. So this was from my challenge assignment product, where this is the code and then the message is, please make sure there is a first name associated with the student. So this was the message. This is the string message. And then this is what printed out when I did not input a student first name and then also a student last name. But this shows the product of that. And then this right here is something that shows runtime exception, another exception that occurred in the bank tester from the 19.01 lesson. So you create this mainly so you can work on codes that can function in circumstances that normally wouldn't happen. So they create an exception because the 3 main problems or the 3 errors you'll see are either person error. So you wrote the code wrong. Maybe you put a colon instead of a semicolon. It could be something like logic, or which means that it just doesn't work logistically. It just doesn't make sense. Or it could also be an exception. And this is the exception code that we're looking at.